Yeah, I know. I could just put every night God is stupid because they go back every night into the one building with killer animatronics, but there are actually some outliers who are far dumber than the others, especially since it wasn't in question and not security guards. Obviously, spoilers ahead. Though enough Freddy basically in fun, he made a literal deal with the devil where in exchange for having million success in general, he has to feed his newly organic animatronics people. This is very stupid for a variety of reasons. Now, in the demo I get it, in the death message it says he regrets what he has done, and he is actively trying to find a way to fix it instead of just bitching about how bad life is. He has a plan to set things right, he just needs time. In the phone game though, he thinks he can keep this going for all time. This is absolutely impossible. Let's do some math. The robots go fucking insane if they don't eat for 5 days. So it's already very optimistic and assumes that they ate nobody during the day. But alright, let's say they need to eat a human at least once per 4 days. This means they would have to eat over, give or take, 90 people every year to survive on absolute starvation rations. And given the fact that stated no night god before you lasted more than 2 nights, this means it's likely double that to keep them happy, or whatever the robot demon equivalent is. That's not mentioning them eating customers and a health inspector. Even if the main characters didn't cause an investigation, within a few weeks of this place opening, it would become the hub of disappearance across the entire Midwest. And even the most inept police inspector would launch an investigation into it. And at that point, it's a matter of time before Officer What's-His-Name wanders over and finds the hatch that leads to a literal pit filled with human bodies. Yep, demons don't eat them whole, they just take a nibble and mutilate the rest. This means Reglan's chances of not being caught just drop from somewhere around 0.5% to the negatives. This man is doomed no matter what. Let's leave him to his very little demons and move on to the next imbecile. Now, I will not be judging characters by their morality here, but by the intelligence of their plans. So the idea to kill at Freddy's just to shut down a competitor while absolutely fucked up and sure to reserve your own circle of hell is not too bad on its own as a business standpoint. The execution is just dog shit. Firstly, he steals the skeletons from that place. You know, the trademarked Faz and Endos that are not only infamously shoddy, but also easily recognizable and traceable. Yeah, great job. But that's not even the worst part, neither is the fact he ignores the new Endos making his robots behave just like Freddy and the gang. No, it's the guy he got to kill the kids in the first place. The purple guy. A man who very vocally hates this place. This is stupid on so many levels. Firstly, if he's ever arrested, he will 100% tell on foot without a single moment of hesitation, which ruin Dog and Rachel's reputation forever and give Freddy's a shot in the arm it does not deserve. Secondly, what if the purple guy ever goes postal? He clearly hates his job, and killing the kids gave him some joy in some, twisted and twisted way. How long until he decides to kill two birds with one stone and make his next shift more exciting? Worst of all, Phil disappears shortly after the game begins. Phone guy can be heard speaking to him, so he's not dead, he's just out of the picture, vacationing in the Himalayas or some shit. Yeah, great job. Then go a lollipop in front of a rabid purple bulldog, give it steroids, and then leave it unsupervised and unleashed for an extended period of time. Like, at this point, this idiot is just asking for Rachel to get its own missing children's incident. The co-owner of Rat and Cat's Theater, this fella is quite an interesting case. Basically, he argues with one of his performers who is acting like a drunken asshole and kills him by accident. Shit happens. But then he tells the other performer he did it before, then suggesting they tell the cops he found Rat like this. Why? Why not just tell him, oh yeah buddy, I found him like this, or he was drunk and tried to kill me, he was self-defense. Both of which would be very close to the truth anyway. Like, that's just stupid. They'll give an extra reason to suspect you up to no good when you are not up to no good. Then he proved Cat's worries right by killing him. Right, he did theoretically get away with his crime, but he lost the theater, which was open for less than a year, so he 100% didn't get his money back. The IP would be later bought out by someone who would reopen the place, only for it to instantly be closed on the first day after the kid gets killed by Rat. It's not said if it was the puppeteer who reopened the place, and if he did that means he lost even more money, but so circus could have been avoided if he had a proper filter between his mouth and his brain. And yeah, he does later star in a movie that is said to be critically acclaimed, but his career is never mentioned again, and history gives plenty of examples of good actors being below the borderline for a variety of reasons. And it could very well be one of the numerous cases where an actor gets one success and then his career fizzles out. Of course, we'll see it because he gets arrested and fucking executed. Like, sure, he didn't notice the kid hiding, that's not his fault, but how did he know that when he was strangling Cat, nobody would enter? Like a parent looking for the kid because it's time to go home, or a child looking for a place to hide because, it's hide and seek, or a giant who wanted to tell someone shut in the sinks again? Like, he didn't know it wouldn't happen, and he only got away for some time, not too long anyhow, 2 years at the longest, as it's implied he's dead by 1964 and the accident happened in late 1961, thanks to Don Block. Had he not killed all of his actors, only one, the theater might have survived, and then he might have been able to salvage the situation. Sure, the subway have still been haunted, but if he got a new actor, then the angry spirit wouldn't be able to do shit, as the rat would have no endoskeleton to move around or do serious damage with. He might have become a proper businessman, and by the time Candy's or Freddy's came into existence in the late 70s or early 80s, rotten cats might have been a behemoth able to squash them both in their cradle. Motherfucker could have mistaken Walt Disney if he learned to mince his words correctly. This one is a bit tricky since the goal of the ghost is never explained in detail in game, but I'll try to work with what we have. Basically, a supernatural dickery causes the whole place to be closed down for a little while, and it kills the investigators Junior subsequently hires to figure out what's going on. In the end, it wants to find and devour Power Bear, the friendly spirit guiding the player for reasons once more unexplained, but probably to go strong and whatnot. Let's make two scenarios here. 1. The ghost is trying to fight the Purple Man, or whatever the equivalent of him exists in this universe, and lure him back to kill him. In this case, what it's doing, aka being a menace, won't bring him closer to Juniors. What it does is pretty much leave a massive sign saying, "Your victim is still around somehow, avoid this place at all costs." Good job! Why not tell the investigators about the man and ask them for their help, and only kill them if they refuse? Which should be a step up over your current policy of tell them limb from lip and ask questions never. Now let's tackle the second scenario. She's an evil piece of shit and just wants to kill. In that case, it's of random tomfoolery that scares people away, lay low and only kill from time to time. Paranormal dickery only attracts unwanted attention and risks the place shutting down for good, which would, obviously, cut off the flow of victims and leave the ghost completely unable to saturate its bloodlust for months at a time. Maybe years at a time, unless some idiot wanders in every other year. Hober says she's malevolent, and this might very well be the case, but then again she wants to vor him so he's not exactly an impartial source. Even then she acts like an arrogant Moor and literally impales herself. Like, you can't make this shit up, the game's story speaks for itself. This will be all for today. If you guys have any more ideas, and make sure to leave them comments down below. This series has a bunch of fan games. I 100% missed more than a few total dances. Once again, no, the gods themselves don't count for coming back each night.